Glossary, welcome to another English lesson. I hope you've enjoyed the Shannon's Apprentice lesson so far, and today we're going to be moving on. Okay, so as you know, the big picture, we've read the story and we're now writing an information page. Okay, so today's lesson is all about drafting a non-fiction paragraph describing the properties of a plant. Okay, and if you remember having looked back at the information text already, this is the section that we're actually looking at. Okay, so it's the bit that describes the plant today. So, you're all going to need a plant. Hopefully you've managed to have a look on the school website and print off this sheet. Okay, and what I'd like you to do is have a quick look at it and have a think about which plant you would like to use. Now, some of them say, this plant for example is for stomach aches. You can keep the stomach ache part, or you could choose another illness that you would like to describe your plant about. Okay, so it really doesn't matter, just choose one plant. Okay, so this is the example one that is already on the text, and what I'm going to do is going to read it to you, and whilst I'm reading I'd like you to think about why these words might be underlined. Okay, so the smooth thick leaves of the ipecac plant can be found high up in the canopy. Each spongy leaf contains magical medicinal properties especially effective against fevers. The vigorous treetop swinging of the howler monkey knocks ipecac leaves from the canopy, where they fall to the forest floor, providing essential sustenance for the tapir. Okay, does anybody remember why those words are underlined? Okay, they're underlined because the meaning or the definition of them will come later on in the glossary. Okay, so you're going to be thinking about doing that in your writing as well. Okay, so thinking about the plant that you've chosen, I want you to start thinking about these questions. So you've got, how does it feel? Where does it grow? What does it look like? Does it smell? Does it provide food for an animal? Okay, so thinking about those ones, you don't have to use this plant or this one, you're going to use the one that you've chosen. Okay, I'd like you to think about those questions and pause me now. Okay, hopefully you've come up with a couple of ideas. What we would usually do now is some shared writing, okay, but that's obviously quite hard with me on my own without you helping me. So what I've done is I've come up with a description of a plant on my own. I'm going to share it with you, and then hopefully that will give you some more ideas as well. Okay, so I have chosen this plant, which is called the Cappy Army, and it's designed for fevers. Okay, so I could have chosen to keep fevers or choose something else, but I've actually chosen to just keep the fevers. Okay, so thinking about these questions and using the example to help me, I'm going to show you what I have come up with. Okay, so I've got the Cappy Army, that's the name of my plant, is related to the pineapple family. Okay, and I've just completely made all of this up. I just looked at the plant and I thought, oh, it looks a little bit like a pineapple. Okay, their round, spiky leaves make it uncomfortable to touch, but also protect animals from stealing the medicine inside. Okay, so in that paragraph I've got, oh, I don't need a capital letter there. I've got there because the leaves belong to them, and I've got a comma between two adjectives. Okay, so I've covered what does it look like. I've talked about how it feels a little bit with the spiky leaves. Okay, I'm going to go on now to think about where it grows. So I'm going to say grown on the forest floor. So a nice interesting sentence opener as well. This plant, let's think now about how it smells. This plant has a sweet, sugary smell and is designed to cure, and mine was fevers, to cure several types, put it down there so you can see it, several types of fever. Okay, now mine is very, very basic. I could probably add a little bit more into there, but I want you to spend some time, I don't want to give you all the ideas. Okay, so I'll just read it back to you. The Cappy Army is related to the pineapple family. Their round spiky leaves make it uncomfortable to touch, but also protect animals from stealing the medicine inside. Grown on the forest floor, this plant has a sweet, sugary smell and is designed to cure several types of fever. Okay, so I could think a little bit more about whether it provides any food for an animal. Okay, and I could maybe expand on how does it feel. Okay, but what I want you to do is focus on your plant. If you'd like to use the same one as me, that's fine. You're also more than welcome to choose your favourite one. Okay, so today's activity. Okay, and you're literally just going to do this on a bit of paper. You could type it however you agree with your parents or carers, because on Friday we're going to be spending some time writing it up into an information sheet like the one we've looked at. Okay, so for bronze this morning, I want you to think about using the present tense. Okay, so is an example of the present tense. HQV, adjectives and adverbs. Okay, how would you describe it? Make it really, really high quality. Silver, thinking about varying your sentence openers. Okay, so for example, in my one here, I used grown on the forest floor. I haven't just started it with the every single time. For gold, some HQV subject-specific language. For example, I used the forest floor. In this example, they used the howler monkey. Okay, basically words that are going to help you move on to challenge, which is to begin your glossary. Okay, so if I go back to mine and I think, oh, I'd like to underline maybe 3 or 4 words, I would like to talk about fever. Okay, then what you could do for your glossary, you literally just do it underneath today, is write the word fever. Oh. Okay, and then you can have something maybe equals, and then you can give the definition of fever. Okay, for those definitions, it would be really, really good if you can look them up in a dictionary and give the exact definition. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. So I hope you get on okay. Really, really looking forward to seeing these maybe at the end of the week when you've done the whole information text. So that is the end of the lesson. I'll leave that up for you. You've got your example, you've got the questions, you've got your plants to describe. So good luck, and I'll see you soon.